Is it fourth down? Should I hold up four fingers? Is it third down, fourth down? I'm confused. Tom Brady, are we getting a little old here?
Oh, Lee.
Football.
Can't escape this bullshit.
ESPN, the global leader in sports.
Welcome to the PoP Fantasy Football Week 5 recap, brought to you by PanelsOnPages.com. I'm Jason Nyes, representing the 2-3 None Pizza Left Beef. Joining me this week, representing the 5-0 Brooklyn Dark Knights, PoP Fantasy Football Commissioner Tito Cruz.
And then there was one.
And representing the 0-5 Tell 'em Kelly Eats Band-Aids, PoP Fantasy Football Kerouac Commissioner Dan Mahoney.
And then there was also one.
I mean, you were just the one for a couple weeks there.
I'm still the one.
And representing the 2-3 Cammed If You Do, Cammed If You Don't, the 2019 PoP Fantasy Football Champion, Jose Guzman, who is on mute.
Do the cam!
Oh, man, what a week Week 5 was. Oh, geez. It all started last week. Not only did last week's show go off the deep end, it was the first time I've lost a podcast in years, probably 5 years, but it all occurred while Tom Brady couldn't figure out what fucking down it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if only that was the worst part of week 5.
We said, what? This isn't 6 down?
I saw one of the videos I was looking at to try and pull a clip for Tom Brady not knowing what down it was. Someone suggested, and I thought this in my head, is he was trying to convince the refs to give him an extra down.
Yeah.
like
he knew, but he was
knew.
like, no, if I play it up well enough, everyone will buy it.
Exactly. Like, I'm Timmy
so
Brady.
It was like, oh yeah, my bad. We fucked up. There's no way he's wrong.
I could see that. I could definitely see that happening.
100%.
Well, the worst part is he passed over an open guy who had the first.
Yeah.
He went for the yardage. If he would have just did the check down, if he thought it was third down, they would have accidentally got the first.
Meanwhile, Derek Carr's at home thinking, I'm going to get Nyes 29 points on his bench. Watch this.
Fuck yeah.
All right, well, let's not waste any time. Let's get into the Week 5 scoreboard with Mahoney.
Dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun.
The Week 5 scoreboard. I don't even want to show this match. This sucks. This sucked, you guys. So, I'm 0-4 coming into the week. I've got Matt. It's looking good. Like, I really thought I had him. I really thought I was going to be 1-4, finally on my way. I think I was saying I was going to be 10-4. Everything was going to be great. And then just all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I'm barely even paying attention to it. Out of nowhere on Sunday, Matt's like, hey, check it out. We both have one player left and we're tied at 103. I'm like, what? like, what the fuck? And so Matt had his tight end left, which in my mind is almost less stressful because like Matt had one player left to go, one tight end, no choices, no options, just has to throw everything in on Greg Olsen and hope for the best, right? I've got my flex spot with 4 guys who play Monday or Tuesday. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
And how many of those guys had you just picked up, too?
Only the one.
Okay. The one that you started.
Only one guy did I just pick up, and it's the dude that I started.
It just happened to be that guy. I had 2 guys from the Titans-Bills game who I love. I love both of them, Jonnu Smith and John Brown or Cole Beasley, whichever one of them wasn't hurt. But like, I love them. They're trustworthy. They always go well for me. I was sold on them, except that game was going to happen on Tuesday, and only if on Tuesday there were no positive COVID cases in Tennessee. And I'm not banking anything on there not being any positive COVID testing in Tennessee. Like,
there's no slogan that says always bet on Tennessee.
Yeah, you can't bet on Tennessee to be COVID free for anything. So I was like, well, that's not going to work. I can't use either of these guys. So then it was either Traquan Smith, who put up like 20 points last week with Michael Thomas out, or Justin Jackson.
Also out.
Right, and Michael Thomas, who was supposed to be back, got mad and punched a dude, so he wasn't in. So that's no good. So I'm like, all right, well, Justin Jackson, like Austin Eckler just got hurt. I don't know how it's going to go between Kelly and Jackson. I don't know who's going to get the most carries. If Jackson only gets a couple of carries and puts up a couple of points and fumbles the ball, like, he could be in line for a really low score. So the safe bet seems to be Traquan Smith, who out of 4 weeks has only scored less than the 3 points I needed one time. Every other time he scored like 7 points, 13 points, 20 points. I'm like, this is fine. This is fine. Like, this is going to be fine. Nope, not fine. One stupid point, and I lose by 1.5 points.
And they put up 30.
Yeah. Needless to say, Mahoney, I think, gets the bad beater of the week.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Especially with Johnny Smith on the bench.
Fuck you!
With 18-5.
Yeah.
And Justin Jackson put up 11-5.
Uh-huh.
And Beasley put up 8.
Yeah. See, I told you.
And Michael Thomas put up more.
Yeah, practically.
Every time I hear or see John U. Smith's name, I think of John U. from The Good Place.
Oh, and that's who you're picturing?
Yeah.
Yeah. You should be able to change
Change
the player pictures.
Remember when we talked about doing a Pop Fantasy Football League and including Lee, but changing all the names and pictures to fictional characters?
Yeah.
He'd love
that
it.
would be wonderful. That would be great. So, yeah, it was very frustrating for me on Monday night. I had the game on in the background. I'm watching Traquan Smith just do nothing. And then Matt
And I think he had a big catch that was called back on like a penalty.
Oh,
too.
even better. Matt called it out to me at one point, but I watched it happen live. I'm standing here. I'm watching the game. They're ready to throw it to Traquan Smith. He trips and falls and lands on the ground.
Yes.
So they like throw it to somebody else.
Yeah,
And
that
Matt's
was with like
oh well, you would have gotten the points if he hadn't tripped and fall. I'm like, yeah, Matt, thanks.
that was with like 2 minutes left in the game.
Yeah.
Well, because I'm like, I had no investment in that game. I was already beaten on Sunday, but I was rooting for you, Mahoney, and I'm trying to fucking keep an eye out for Traquan Smith, and I had to look up his goddamn number on the app so I could find him, because he wasn't out there a lot.
No, I know. I was like, oh, cool. I looked up his number. I'm like, he's 10. And then every time I'm like, where the fuck is 10? Like, where are you?
And then 12 is Alvin Kamara. So every time he would get it, I'd be like, oh, 10. No, 12.
Yeah, yep. Very same experience here. So now I'm 0-5. I got you all right where I want you.
Dude, you got it all behind you now. This is the start of a new season.
That's right. I have now created my third iteration of a football team, and we will see how this one fares.
Hey, by week 8, you'll have it down.
Yep.
Your team's going to start gelling, I think, around 2021.
I'm coming for you all in 2021.
Yeah, if this was a
keeper league, right? Where you keep your whole team?
Mahoney'd be great.
Yeah. Well, we'll get into it later if we start talking about my trades, but I have dubbed myself the most feared 0-5 team in all of fantasy football because people are real worried about my moving. The moves I'm making have people shaking in their boots.
I said it.
0-5.
I said it in our message. Jose doesn't like it when you know what you're doing and you make trades, and Jose doesn't like it when you don't know what you're doing and you're making trades.
He's preying on Kelly for all of his top running backs.
Preying on Kelly.
Oh, get out of here.
Don't you prey on my sweet boy.
Too late. He done ganked both of his top running backs.
Kelly's trading like he's 0-5.
Yeah, that's the thing that's weird. Is you guys are acting like Kelly needs to blow up his team is 4-1. Yes, he just traded that team away though. His team's no longer 4-1.
His new team.
He's probably going to end up 4-2 fucking 5.
Listen, I proposed one of those 2 trades. I did not propose both of those trades.
Oh,
So
get out of here. But the
I
one
can't-
you probably put all of that thought process in his head on the first one. Kind of like the first one's free.
Actually,
And then
one of
you
those
knew you gave him enough in that first one. He was coming back for that
trades-
second.
yeah, one of those trades is my fault.
yeah, one Tito proposed.
Yeah.
You guys. Hey, it's all good. I mean, fucking do it.
Oh,
Do
I
your
did
thing.
it.
But
It's done.
my thing was Kelly got back a dude who's gonna have his shit cut in half, and then he got one guy who's averaging 3 points.
So he traded a dude who hurt his dick muscle for a guy who's going to get cut in half?
I didn't trade him Duke Johnson. He got Duke Johnson on waivers.
I mean, what the?
I would love to trade someone Duke Johnson. If you want to make a trade for Duke Johnson, get in contact
The best
with
when Kelly was like, oh, I guess I don't have David Johnson on my team.
Well, we're seeing if
Well-
that Duke Johnson Mahomes trade goes through, which
Yeah.
I think leans heavy in Juan's favor.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
if we all on this show right now, if we approve that trade, it goes through.
Hey, as commissioner, I can force that trade.
I mean, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Well, let's take
Juan
a vote.
probably just hasn't accepted it because he hasn't noticed the trade off.
Right.
So,
Let's take a vote. Is it a good trade?
oh,
Yes.
definitely.
Oh,
we have-
absolutely.
Can we hear the ayes?
Eyes.
Aye. The
Yeah.
nays?
Nay.
Oh, cricket sound.
Yeah.
All right, force the trade.
So, good trade, Juan and Kelly. Good job. All right. I don't know what happened to Vetter. Mel and Vetter. How did we go with our picks for Mel and Vetter last week? Let's take a look here.
I picked Mel. I always
You
go
picked
with Mel.
All right. We were split. 50-50 on Mel and Vetter. It was going to be a close one, and Vetter just out of the blue put up 74.5 points. Mel
Yeah,
got
but-
him 94 to 74.5.
Yeah, the Bills shit the bed. So
Yeah.
that's Allen and Bills defense for him.
You know what might have happened there? You know what might have happened? Last year, or maybe the year before, Jose had this curse where every time I would try and get one of Jose's players in a trade, this might be why Jose doesn't like my trades. Every time I tried to get one of his players, that player would get hurt the next week.
Yeah.
And so then I would just start sending him trades for players and be like, you better trade him or you know
Yeah.
he's going on the DL. Like,
Oh, it was like a 2 or 3 week fucking run.
Yeah.
of each guy that happened to be in the trade. And I'm like, no, I'm going to hang on to him. I got to keep him. Which, honestly, that curse still exists. You
Oh, does
traded Eckler.
yeah, fair. So I tried to get Josh Allen from Vetter and he put up 19 points. That guy averages like 35. So I might have cursed you there, Vetter. My bad.
Yeah, you're going to have to sit him a week, break the curse.
Was
Yeah.
it this week that Vetter thought that he was at the top of the waivers?
I think it's every week that Vetter thinks he's at the top of the waivers. Vetter, it goes
listen.
by your record. It goes by your record and points scored.
get a
You're never
couple-
going to be near the top of the
you
waivers.
get a couple wins.
He's lost 2 in a row, so he's well on his way to getting
Yeah.
that top spot.
Yeah, but even if he loses this week and Mahoney wins, Mahoney's record is still
Yeah.
worse
Yeah.
than everybody else.
Yep.
Yeah, you're all
So this
going to have to
guy's
catch
getting-
up to Mahoney.
I will say this. The trades are masterful because he does a good job of slinging the players he has no attachments to, because all those guys he just flung were waiver wire pickups.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Like,
most
there's
of them.
Zero commitment. Well, that in a previous trade, he
I'll
traded
tell you what.
his QB, which he just got.
I don't care if you're a waiver wire pickup or a draft pick. I don't have any connection to any of these.
Exactly. They're
People.
just
I'll
numbers.
trade every single one of them. I don't even know half their names.
Just cold blooded.
He just
They are
sees them like
numbers.
it's like the Matrix. He just sees zeros and ones.
Yeah, exactly.
But don't act like the end result is not meant to favor Mahoney.
Well, nobody's not going to make a trade that they don't think favors them. Like,
Right.
of
That's
course
what I'm
you make trades that you think favors yourself.
Well, I'm getting
Absolutely.
fucked on this one. I might as well make this trade.
Yeah. Like, look at Juan and Kelly. Juan's not making that trade for Duke Johnson for Mahomes because he doesn't think Duke Johnson's a monster.
Yeah. When I traded Antonio Brown to Mary, I came out on top.
Oh, ridiculous. All right, so I don't know what happened with Vetter. It sucked for him. Mary and Goat, man, I thought Mary had Goat here. I thought Mary was going to be 2-3. I thought she was going to come back, get Goat. Goat had so many players waiting on that Monday night game, or the Tuesday night game. I didn't even think that game was going to happen. Like, I thought for sure that Goat was going to find
himself. 3 players waiting on that Tuesday night game. Derrick Henry, Brown for Tennessee, and...
No, Diggs. Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, Stephon Diggs for Buffalo and Brown for Tennessee. So he had 3 players there.
And he lost his quarterback.
Yeah.
Oh.
So like the guy that normally has been scoring 30, 40, gone. I mean, he's still got 11, but you're kind of expecting that 30, 40. And then he's got Cooper, so that affects Cooper.
Yep. And as a person who's gotten 11 points from their quarterback a couple of times, you don't usually win when that happens. So.
Oh,
good for Goat.
That
I don't know how he pulled that one out.
That break was something else. I was saying before the show, Tito said that apparently the bone went through the skin. Before the show, I was commenting to Tito how it reminded me of when Sid Vicious broke his leg jumping off the top rope. It just, the lower half of his leg was just dangling off there.
Did you see him like slap it on the ground to turn it more like the right direction? Like he's holding on to it and it's turned almost still backwards and he kind of hits it on the ground and it kind of comes back some. I don't know if he meant to do that or if it was like in the moment he had no idea what was going on and he did it. But
I think he saw it and like, hey, it's not supposed to turn this way. It's supposed to be this way.
Yeah.
And he just flipped it right back.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
But you know what? That injury looked like career threatening. But they're saying he's going to be back in 4 to 6 months. That's amazing.
This other guy's playing, and he kind of had the same injury, and like I guess
Alex Smith. Now Alex Smith was worse. Like he.
Well, no, not Alex Smith. This other guy, like a defensive dude, had
boy.
like almost the same break where it kind of turned that way, and he's like, "Hey, it sucks, but you know you'll make it back. I made it back. You can fucking do it." But Alex Smith. Oof.
Yeah.
I don't know. Talk about curses. One comes back, one goes out. Like we'll see when Dak comes back.
Who goes out?
Y'all fucking better watch out. Hey.
Yeah. Jose presented this conspiracy theory as we were watching on Sunday, and I was just like, calm down.
Well, that's the Lakers.
Do you think?
The world went to shit when Kobe died, but now that the Lakers won the title, I think the ship's going to right itself.
Good, I hope so.
I fucking hope so.
If it will right itself, they can win every title forever.
I'm okay with that, by the way.
They can win the Super Bowl. They can win the World Series. Like, I don't give a shit.
I tell you what, though, Mahoney, better watch your back. You win one, Mary's coming for those waiver picks.
She is, because I'll tell you what, I've got some low scoring weeks too, but so does Mary. So Mary and I could very easily flip flop in the waiver order.
When we talk about rankings, I'll get into that a little bit.
Yeah,
Nice.
But you know what? Mary could use a couple waiver picks here and there. She's struggling. She's hurting. She needs some help on this team. She's got a lot of injuries she's dealing with. I wouldn't be ashamed to let her have some. I'm never giving you one, Vetter. I'm always staying in front of you, and I'm taking every guy you ever want. So
she lost Faint, Eckler, and Chubb.
Yeah.
Yes, Chubb.
And because Chubb was on a tear of a year.
Yeah.
Sure was.
Yeah, it's
Eckler
never
was
a good
being
sign if you
Eckler?
got Naeem Hines in your starting lineup.
Yeah, losing a Chubb sucks.
Yeah, you don't want to lose any Chubbs.
Because she's got a D that's killing it. Her
That's
kicker's
what
got 15.
That's what happened to Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook lost his Chubb. That's why,
lost his job, and now look at him. Kelly can't even stand to see him. Speaking of a D, the Ravens D over here for Tad. I can't even read this. What is that? 25 points? 26 points?
25 points. 25 points.
Ridiculous. So poor Juan puts up 121 points, which is good for quite possibly, third highest score in the whole league. And he loses to Ted, 146.5 to 121. Like shit.
What's going on,
That
Juan?
sucks.
Why are you losing all these scrubs like Tad and me?
Like you put up 121 points and fall to 2 and 3. You're just like, man, fuck this game.
I might as well trade Mahomes.
Yeah.
Hey,
Wild.
I mean, Chris Carson's on a bye. You're gonna need that running back.
He is gonna need a running back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Duke Mayo Johnson.
He's gonna have to put David Johnson, the guy that Kelly's looking for in his starting spot.
So, I mean, there's not much else to say about that.
Yeah.
Tad absolutely crushed him. 146. I mean, he obviously was the best team of the week.
Absolutely, team of the week right there.
Like, destroyed it. That
'Cause he
Baltimore
scored-
defense is terrifying.
he
He put up-
scored 146 with his starting running back scoring only 2.5 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let that sink in.
Yep. All right. So, then we've got, man, this game. This game was certainly not, nobody would classify this as a game of the week, but this was probably the game of the week where you had the 4-0 Los Ingobernables for Kelly, the 4-0 Brooklyn Dark Knights. They meet in a battle of undefeated teams. Everybody's excited. Both of these teams are high performers. And then no one knows what happened. Like, Cook got hurt, but he still scored. He still got some points up.
16
Like-
and a half.
Yes. So we saw Kelly's running back get murdered on that Thursday night game, and everything just rode that train from there. Like, Tito beat Kelly 131 to 63.5.
Yeah.
Like,
the rest of his
like
team.
I think it was sometime halfway through Sunday. I text Mahoney. He's like, "Damn, I didn't want to do this to Kelly."
He sends me a message. He goes, I didn't want to beat him this bad. Like, yikes.
Yeah, well, it was during the 4:00 game. Jose's like, Kelly has 7 points.
Yeah. Like the third quarter, midway through the third quarter of the 4:30 games, and his team's got 7.
And he had like
Yeah.
6 people playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could have given Kelly. I could have matched Kelly's score, given him another 63.5 points, and I still would have beat him.
You doubled
Yeah.
his score.
I mean,
Ridiculous.
goddamn.
Ridiculous.
Well, he picked up Keyshawn Vaughn and played him. He died.
That was -1.
-1.
All right, R.I.P. He died with a fumble. And then just Lockett, the Colts. His defense got -5.
-5.
Lockett putting up 6. And what did I try to do to Lockett? Tried to trade for him.
Mm-hmm.
6 points.
So
Mo Alley Cox, 0.
anyone who gets a trade offer from Mahoney, don't open it. That's how you avoid the ring.
It's like the ring.
Once you see the trade, you're fucked.
You gotta
can't-
either take it or you're fucked.
Yeah. Yeah. You can notice that there's a trade offered, but once you open that trade offer, you can't close Pandora's box.
He only comes out. You can't put him back in.
Oh,
I'm gonna send Jose a trade.
I'm not opening it.
Jose doesn't read his emails. He didn't even know the draft was happening.
Fair.
told me.
Yeah.
No one told you.
Oh.
Because you don't read your emails.
The email says things were just changed to the settings. Not one thing. If the headline was, "Hey, your draft has a date," I would open that motherfucker. The headline was junk mail. Somebody changed settings. Like, I need to know you changed settings. It should
Junk
say
mail.
somebody changed the date.
Did they?
I mean,
did they
not
change
for
the settings to your flight tomorrow?
Yeah.
They tried.
Not for nothing,
Well,
but
actually, they did because it was short. So then they changed the flight and then they extended it. Then they changed the flight and then they almost changed it back.
oh my. I would imagine you would want to know what settings there are being changed in the league. Like, what if it's not PPR anymore or something? Like, you should probably open those.
Well, yeah, I would have found out. I would have researched it when I knew I had a draft date.
All right.
The whole thing's fucked.
All right, so poor Kelly, 63.5 points. There's another team who didn't do all that much better.
No.
Just slightly better. So we named Nyes last week None Pizza Left Beef, and Nyes was like, I'll show you a None Pizza.
I was like, how about none pizza, no beef?
Yeah, how about just nothing? So Nyes and Jose, the hometown throwdown over there.
Yeah, we were in the same room as he was whipping my ass.
Looking each other in the eyes.
That sounds just miserable. That sounds awful. I would not enjoy that at all.
It was his birthday weekend, so it was another gift.
There you go. That was very kind.
He has a record of getting beat his birthday week, I feel. Look at me saying birthday week like he's a white chick.
That and losing to Juan. Those are my losing to Juan that game one. I think I'm like 0 forever, however long we've done this.
Well, 2, I think, because we've only been in the same division with him for 2. Well, you might have. I'll look it up. I'll see what other times you
see which one of us has lost to Juan the most.
Oh man.
All right, well, Jose crushed Nyes 118 to 67.5.
Yeah.
67.5. Nyes is the only person who's one of his top performers didn't even crack double digits. Sammy Watkins, who didn't even finish the game, was your third highest scorer at 9.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, the biggest disappointment would probably be Kittle after scoring 100 points last week.
For sure.
Yeah.
But also, fucking Garoppolo. What the fuck?
And San Francisco defense giving him -4 when they're playing Miami.
Yeah, my team failed me at every turn.
Fitzmagic doing the game he should have did when I had him. Cocksucker.
That's
Like, cocksucker magic. God damn it.
Oof.
And then who picks him up? The fucking guy who traded away Lamar Jackson.
I know. I was like, man, Matt had Lamar Jackson, and now he's out on the waiver wire trying to find quarterbacks.
You had Lamar. I mean, the trade. What's his name? Jacobs did him well this week.
Yeah.
But, I mean, well, long term, we'll see if that trade worked out for him or not.
I mean, there's a different component to that trade now, right? So it's no longer about Jacobs for Jackson, because I turned Jackson into Drew Brees and Aaron Jones. So I essentially traded Josh Jacobs for Aaron Jones and Drew Brees.
Yeah,
which is a pretty great trade. Oh, and I guess I threw in what's his face, Davis, Mark.
Jim Davis.
Jim Davis, the creator of Garfield. I threw him in.
And a pot of lasagna.
Davis, one of those waiver wire picks I grabbed, who is he's been great for me. He's been wonderful for me. But when McCaffrey comes back, I don't know what his role is going to look like. So
I mean, they can't, as a team, you can't bench talent like that. Like you would think that they number one, their asset is McCaffrey. So you're not going to really want to rush him back in.
Exactly. Now you can have him take his time.
Yeah, and now that you know, oh shit, well this guy can perform too. Let's not get McCaffrey hurt and only use him on the offense. Let's give him a little rest, because that seems to be the flow of where the league's going. 2 to 3 backs.
I wonder if they'll use him more in goal line situations. You know, like that to get that hard first. You know, bigger 1 to 2 yards. You know.
Yeah, I was surprised to see that Drew Brees had a stunt cock.
No, they've been doing that for the past 3 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Like that guy comes in as quarterback and can fucking toss the ball. Whenever they want to go like real deep, he comes in and throws the ball.
Stunt cock.
He can run the ball like a fucking running back. They use him as a running back. They use him like McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Except for he can throw. And it's weird. So in CBS, he's listed as a quarterback. In ESPN, he's listed as a tight end.
That's wild.
So league to league has exactly.
That changes his value big time.
Yeah, but he's not getting as much usage to make it worth picking him up and actually playing him and taking advantage of that slot difference. But he's been there. They just re-signed him. He got a fat deal.
Good for you, stunt cock.
There's a lot for him. Stunt cock.
Yeah.
All right, well, it's time for Jose to tell us who is a stud or a dud.
Stud or a dud?
Hey, COVID who? Fucking Tennessee Titans studs, all of them.
I'm a stud.
And they fucking played without like 9 of their regular starters. Or 9 of their regular people played. And fucking shout out to Derrick Henry's stiff arm.
Oh, yeah.
That was wild.
Jesus Christ.
He went around that corner. He said, "You want to see a dead body?"
Who the fuck was that guy thinking that he could tackle anybody?
He thought he was Josh Norman. That's his
Josh
thing.
Josh Norman, once upon a time, was the best cornerback in the league.
Yeah. But he's had some attitude issues, bounced to a couple teams, ended up in Buffalo.
But
Been playing good. He's no slouch of a player.
Derrick Henry's a big boy. You're not gonna tackle him up
Yeah.
top. You gotta take out his leg.
You got to play
There's
the
an
angles, buddy.
There's an Instagram post that I love that is a picture of Derrick Henry, and it says, there's nothing better than watching Derrick Henry stand next to other running backs, and he towers over them.
Yeah.
Like, he's like 2 feet taller than these other running backs.
Do you imagine him standing next to Hilaire?
No.
And what's fucking crazy is we were watching the game. Tyreek Hill's a small little shit. Hilaire makes Tyreek Hill look tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is fucking wild. We got some wide receivers that fucking all toppled over 20 points. DK Metcalf, Thielen, and Crowder. Crowder was a trade, so that was which I thought that trade went in his favor.
Whose favor? Mahoney's favor?
No,
No, that one was Matt and Goat.
Ah.
Yeah.
That was Crowder for what's his face? The dude from the Lions.
Yeah, like one of the
who's
running
like
backs
100 years old.
with Peterson.
Aslan.
Yeah,
Adrian
Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, because like Peterson will have some really great games this season. But if you look at his numbers, like if he hits you 20, the next 2 games, it's like his body has to recover. They're not as big, and then he hits you for another big number, and then it kind of scales down a little bit. Only 2 quarterbacks the top 30. Mary's Deshaun Watson and Juan's soon-to-be Kelly's Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes getting you 33, but he was projected 27. So, like, what's nuts is Mahomes gets you 33, which is amazing for a quarterback. It's not far off his projection. So it's like he's just doing what he does.
Yeah, you get so used to Mahomes putting up 45 points that when he doesn't, it's like, oh.
Yeah, it's almost like 33 is a slow week for him.
Yeah.
Almost.
And then for Mary, it's good to see Deshaun Watson. He was, because there was at one time Deshaun was Mahomes.
Yep.
Before Mahomes came in here. But, new coach, they fucking aired it out, and Captain Concussion showed up, which is a move I like that Mary did, picking up Cooks. So now she's got that Deshaun Watson
That connection right there.
Cooks combo, so that's fucking good. Running backs, Mike Davis, balled out, was projected 15, got 24. That was that he knew McCaffrey was coming back game. That was show your value, keep your spot.
I wish McCaffrey was coming back this week, but they're saying
He might.
He's taken off of IR, but it's not likely that they're gonna.
I'm hearing the same thing. He's not designated as dead anymore. Most likely not playing.
Take an extra week off, buddy. It's all right.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense when you got Davis over there putting up numbers. Plus, it's not like they're not going to do anything. The Panthers.
I
so
want his ankle
no
nice
rush.
and strong when he has to carry my team for the rest of the season.
There you go.
Yeah. We got Ravens D projected 6.6, putting up 20, which is hard to come by with multiple negative point defensive outputs on many teams this week. Not just one. Like usually, they're all storing pretty good, but there's been a lot of fucking negatives.
Yeah, there's defenses that are averaging negative points.
Yeah. Fucking Tito's Kelsey projected 12.8, which is, Kelsey does what Kelsey does, brings you in 20. What else do we have? What the fuck is that now? Oh, well, Miles Sanders, 14-4. He brought you in 22-2, which will take us to the duds. There's this guy. He brought in 19-5. I can't remember. I can't read what I wrote. Harrison, maybe?
Henderson?
Oh, Henderson, the fucking Rams, which goes again to show you what Rams player you get, because Henderson got you 22 this week. What, he got like 3 last week? Who knows with the fucking Rams?
Yeah. That team, you can't trust any of them.
No. You want to talk about a team you can't trust? Fucking duds. San Francisco and Colts.
Dud!
Nice.
You were waiting for it so long last week. I didn't want to miss it.
Yeah. Fucking San Francisco and the Colts offense as a whole.
Yeah.
Both took a shit.
How about
Yeah.
San
Garoppolo
Francisco's
benched at halftime.
offense and defense?
Well, yeah. San Francisco as a team,
Yeah.
Colts as an offense, because their defense put up 10 points. Fucking respectable. I mean, they again scored what they returned a touchdown.
Yeah,
Or
San Francisco
interception.
benched Garoppolo, so that shows you how well it was going over there.
Yeah, that you could have. I could have swore Garoppolo was on fucking Kelly's team. That's how bad the week was going. It was not fucking pretty. 2 other quarterbacks who fucking suck some D. Matt Ryan, what is up, dude? 22 points expected, and the Falcons have been throwing like they've been losing, but they've been putting up points and then blowing the lead and losing.
Right.
They did so bad that they fired their head coach and their general manager this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is time coming, because right now the look of that organization is we score and blow leads.
Mm-hmm. But even
and-
Matt Ryan wasn't getting points for Kelly, even though that they were scoring a lot in the games. You know, we talked about it last week about, you know, I was thinking about telling Kelly to sit Matt Ryan, and look what happened.
Yeah, he has Drew Brees. I would have.
Yeah,
Didn't he trade Drew Brees?
He sure
Yes,
did.
he sure did.
he
He
did.
sure did.
We said, Kelly, start Breeze, and he's like, trade him? All right.
Start him packing his
But-
bags.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Matt Ryan, week 1, 28. Week 2, 35. Then week 3, 4, and 5, 13, 12, and 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, it was looking good. It was looking strong.
Well, Julio Jones has been hurt, so we
Right.
lost him, and everything's just falling apart.
Well, they lost
Atlanta.
Gage. I mean, the only
Yep.
one rocking it, the only one still killing it, Gurley.
Oh, Calvin Ridley.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but even Ridley had a fucking dud of a game.
Yeah, but I mean, overall, he's
Overall,
been
yeah.
performing.
His average is good. Ridley's been benefiting. And Gage started looking good, and then he got that concussion. He hasn't been the same since.
A concussion will do that to you.
Yeah, fucking will.
He's no longer MDK.
Oh, no, he's fucking
So quickly,
Blue
here's
Cat
Ridley.
Mafia.
Here's Ridley's numbers for the season: 29.5, 25.5, 13.5, 0, and 17.5. I don't know if he played that
Yeah.
game in Green Bay, or if he was hurt, or I don't know what that. But he has nothing for that game.
No, he played. They shut him down.
They shut him down.
Yeah, they shut him down. It was like,
Not
this
even a
is our
catch.
focus. We shut down
yeah.
him, and the team will not beat us.
Who else are you gonna focus on, other than Gurley? Like, stack the front line and keep somebody on Ridley, and you're doing pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Also, killing it in quarterback, Drew Burrow, who...
Or Joe.
what did I
No,
say?
his
Mentioned
brother Drew.
Okay.
Well, it must have been his brother Drew who came in and played, because the fucking Baltimore Ravens they pushed his shit in. I mean, that's what happened. They pushed his shit in. They said, "Welcome to the league, Rook. I didn't know you got wet," and he drowned in that fucking D. Like,
He
they were
scored.
just,
Yeah, he scored 4 points.
yeah, like just on him. Burrow, he's no slouch, even for a rookie. He's no slouch, but he definitely welcome to the NFL moment against a real defense.
Yeah.
And then we got a fucking Ertz Donut dropping a whopping .05. Cooper, whose point production went down after, I mean, even before Dak got hurt, Cooper wasn't doing much. He brought in 3, was supposed to get you 12 at least. But that Dak Cooper connection
No.
for GOAT
Well,
was tearing it up.
Cooper was pretty solid except for this past game. He was 13, 13, 12 and a half, 27.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
overall as a season, that combo, he's got Dak and Cooper. That's a nice little combo. They've been doing well. But this game did not do well. And now Dalton in, we'll see who Dalton likes. I mean, he should like Cooper. I mean, but
he might go to Lamb. Lamb has been looking really good.
Well, because you also got to think is when these guys come in off the practice squad, they're used to certain receivers that they're used to practicing with. They don't have the same rapport with the high end wide receivers. They're not throwing to them. They don't know them. They know this third string dude who now shines his ass off because they got that in sync moment.
You called them high end like they're call girls.
I mean, kind of. They fucking get paid as much or more. You definitely
say probably more. I'm thinking more.
You definitely get paid enough to fucking call an Uber.
All right. Well, is that all the duds?
Well, you go ahead and call Melvin Gordon a fucking dud for the next couple of weeks.
Oh yeah.
DUI for Melvin Gordon. Gordon.
Yeah, they're talking possible 3 to 4 game suspension. It really depends on what the league says, kind of. Like the league's going to have their suspension, but then the team could also add on to the suspension. So if the league says 4 and the team says 2, he's gone 6.
So DUI, did they say he was drinking or something else?
I mean, I didn't read much into it. I was kind of just over it by then. But then I just started looking at Lindsay.
It was a good example. We were just talking earlier in the week about handcuffs.
Yeah.
You had Melvin Gordon. Now he's out 3 to 4 weeks if he gets suspended, and you've got Philip Lindsay just chilling on your bench, ready to step in.
Yeah.
Usually, I'm a proponent for handcuffs, especially for certain players. Like Dalvin Cook is somebody who I would have handcuffed, but with the whole COVID situation, I was kind of shying away this year of having too many guys from the same team.
Right.
Yeah, because if one team, because what they happened to GOAT with Tennessee.
Yeah.
If that game didn't happen, that's 3 guys gone.
Yeah. You don't want to have multiple players from red states at this point.
Yeah. Or San Francisco.
Well. Learn that the hard way.
And them some duds, y'all.
Wonderful. All right. Now that week 5 is all wrapped up, Tito is going to go through the standings for us.
Hut. All right. So the Cybertron division, that's me on top at 5-0. Juan and Jose coming in at 2-3, and we know about Mahoney.
Yeah, but look at that. Like 2-3. It's 5-0, and then 2-3 and 2-3. Mahoney just has to win 2, and they have to lose 2, and he's back in the hunt.
Oh he's absolutely back in the hunt. But he's not just going against them. He's going against everybody else.
Sure.
Yeah, because he's not catching Tito.
There's a lot of 2 and 3s in this league.
But there's a
lot of 3 and 2s in this league. I'm not that far behind. I'm definitely not catching Tito, but I don't need to catch Tito because I'll be that wild card. I'm coming for all of y'all.
I'll be your Huckleberry.
In the Hell's Kitchen division, you have Kelly at 4-1, who's acting like he's 0-5.
Blow it up.
Mel and Matt, who are both 3-2, and Mary coming in at 1-4. So from second and third to first place, they're only separated by a single game. Mary's 3 games back. The Japan shit division is our most competitive division. So you have Goat and Vetter both at 3-2. Tad and Nyes over here at 2-3. So the bottom 2 teams are just 1 game out of first place.
Yeah.
That's wild. Yeah.
That whole division could be tied next week.
Yeah. Whoa.
Now,
how wild would that be?
We spoke earlier about points and points scored and differentials and stuff like that. So right now, the least amount of points scored is, no surprise here, Mahoney with 494.5 points. Mary's right above him at 520. So Mary could conceivably win, and Mary could conceivably lose, and Mahoney can win, and Mahoney will still get the first pick, the first waiver pick, unless he just like blows this team out the water.
And then Tito, before the show tonight, Tito made sure to point out his point total.
Look at that point differential between me and Kelly.
It's ridiculous. 700 points for Tito.
And you know what? Had he made it close this past week, he would still be 100 points away from you. It's wild.
So, and we all know tiebreakers go point scored is your tiebreaker, is your first tiebreaker. So that does play
I was
a
looking at the
difference.
points last week when I was trying to figure out if I was going to get Madison. When I thought I was going to beat Shark. And then I realized that I was going to lose, and it didn't matter, and I was going to have the first waiver pick.
And
so when I looked at them, something that stood out to me that is worth mentioning is Juan has put up 577, but points against Juan 670.
Yeah.
People show up to play.
Like Juan's not doing poorly. Like,
no, he's got a good team.
Right. Everybody you play against puts up 670 points, and is he 2-3 or 3-2? I don't even remember. But like, he's not doing bad.
He's the only one. Like the next is 570.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's second in the league in scoring.
He's Bizarro Tito.
So if
Tito's
you look at
scoring on everybody more than anybody.
Yeah,
and he's getting scored on more than anybody.
So my points against is the lowest in the league. So people play me, and you just shit the bed. So
not that it matters.
Tito just cucking the whole league.
Yeah, not that it fucking matters with his 700 points for, but yes, every team he plays lays an egg.
Tito walks in, fucks a girl, and says, "You're just gonna watch."
I want you guys to take a quick look at the moves. So the season stats also counts the number of moves you make, right? Mahoney has made 31 moves. That's trades, waivers, everything.
Oh shit! Right? This graphic is not up to date because this only shows 29 moves.
Yeah,
he made 2 moves between when I screenshotted this and when we started the show.
He's done 2 completely new drafts.
Yeah. I said this is my 3rd iteration of this team. I started with my team I drafted. I changed it. I let that run for 2 weeks, and I said, nope, changed it again. So this is my 3rd iteration of a team.
So Mahoney has 31 moves. The next person behind him is Mel with 15.
Yeah.
That's no slouch.
I'll tell you what, though. It blows my mind that you guys don't have, like, how do you not have any moves?
Yeah, Mary only has 2. Mary only has 2. I'm surprised by that.
I'm moving. I just don't trade as much.
I was planning on making some moves, but then I went to bed early last night.
It's like,
Mary
I'll see
only
when I
has
wake
2,
up.
but like Mary carried like empty spots on her bench.
Wait, she only has 2 moves?
I don't like that at all.
So
like,
she just made those moves.
If I've got a spot on my bench, I'm taking a player.
You shouldn't have a spot. If you got a spot on your even if you're not ever going to play them, you pick them up so somebody else can't play.
Somebody else can't play them. I'm grabbing a player because what if in the course of the game one of my guys gets hurt? Like, I don't know what's going to happen. If I got an opportunity to pick up a player, I'm picking up a player.
Well, also, you pick
time.
up a player before they explode, and then they explode that week, and you're like, I got him.
Yeah.
Now he might be in my lineup.
Also,
who wants him?
Mary,
what are you offering?
Mary, starting next week, even if you win this week, you do need to jump on the waiver wire just because you have such priority. You gotta make a couple moves. Since
that's the other thing.
That's the positive to losing is you gotta make them waiver picks. So
when you're guaranteed that high, because then you look, okay, who did blow up? I'm gonna fucking take them, especially if you got space on your bench. Fuck that.
Yeah, listen, I'm last in the waiver picks. I still put in moves. I don't always come through, obviously, but just in case somebody sleeps on something or doesn't put in a move, I'm still going to put in for it just in case it falls to me.
I literally slept on somebody. Literally.
It's funny that you say that, Nice, because I was looking today because Vetter was mad that I stole Madison from him. and I was like, everyone put in for Madison. Like, you had the 11th pick. Like, he was never going to get to you.
But
Like,
just in case.
10 other teams in front of you put in. And then I'm like, man, Nyes didn't make a single waiver pick this week. That's bizarre.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if I was going to try for Madison or not. I forget.
I mean, it was a waste of time because I was taking him, so.
Mm-hmm. All right, Mahoney, why don't you tell us about Week 6?
No.
All right, so, guys, I gotta get this one, right? Like, I gotta get this one. So, Week 6 for me, I got Tad. Tad's one of those teams. That first week, Tad put up like 100 and 1,000 points, and we were like, oh, man, this looks like the real deal. Then he struggled a couple of weeks. Last week, he put up 140-something points. Like, a little nerve-wracking to face Tad, but it is getting into buys. So, like, I might luck out here. Also, there was a positive COVID test in Atlanta, and I'll take that because Tad has 2 people from Atlanta on his team. So maybe they just shut that whole game down. That'd be fine with me.
Yeah, one of them being Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, Calvin Ridley and what's the other guy, the running back there? Gurley.
Todd Gurley.
Todd Gurley.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if Tad loses Todd Gurley and Calvin Ridley and I lose Alexander Madison, I'm okay with that. That's fine because Atlanta's playing Minnesota. So I'll figure out my flex if it takes away Tad's 2 best players.
Flex.
Yeah. So I don't know.
He
I'm
does
hoping,
get
I'm
Devontae
crossing my
Adams
fingers.
back, so that
Yeah.
we'll see how that goes.
I'm crossing
First game
my
back
fingers.
from energy.
Does
We'll
he
see what
currently
happens.
have any empty spots in his lineup?
Yeah, he does. He does.
A couple.
Josh Kelly is on a bye, and somebody else is on a bye.
Yeah,
his tight end.
Yeah, and no Thursday game this week, so he's got a few days to tinker.
Yeah.
Who's this Tad we're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he also is carrying dead weight on his team.
I mean, not really, because he's got Saquon on IR, so it's not really dead weight because it's not affecting his bench at all.
It's not affecting his bench, but Saquon Barkley's not playing this year.
Yeah, but
so
still,
there's
like-
no
Pretty
reason to
much
hold on to him.
the moment he drops him.
To be
Saquon,
fair,
comeback of the fucking century.
Yeah.
Somehow he woke up and his shit was rebuilt.
to be fair, taking people on and off of injured reserve is a pain in the ass. Like, you have to go into the app to put them on there and then on desktop to take them off. It's fucked. So,
Well,
devil's advocate.
He did figure out his tight end move though.
did he? Who'd he pick?
Yeah. Cameron Brate, Tampa Bay.
Oh,
Which
I'm not afraid of Cameron Brate.
he could have a decent game because he does seem to like to throw to Brate a little bit.
That
He's
Yeah.
not
that
praise
last
of Brate.
pass, that 4th down pass was to Brate.
Yeah, all those Tampa Bay players are a bit inconsistent for me.
Right, and Goodwin's supposed to be coming back, so
Yeah.
I hope
Goodwin
so.
takes
I've got
shots
like
away from.
I've got like 6 dudes on my team that are questionable and might play this week. So hopefully I at least get a couple of them that come back.
That's rough.
Well, Goodwin is a big.
It's Godwin.
Yeah, Godwin.
Like Henry and Phineas Godwin.
More like injured win.
I was gonna let it slide, but then you just kept saying it.
Yeah. We have to correct
Well, I'm gonna
him.
say it until we change his name.
He's like a puppy. We got to swat his nose.
You know how many minutes Thatcher has left on his game though?
No. How many?
420.
420. I'm there. Good. I hope it stays that way. I hope he starts 7 people. Dad, I need this. All right. So then we got Juan and Goat. Juan and Goat. That's a toss-up right there. So Goat lost his quarterback. We all know. But Goat on his bench had Roethlisberger, which coming into this season, I was like, what a waste of a pick.
Mm-hmm.
But he's been great. He's
He's
put
been
up
really
a lot
good.
of points. So
Mahoney just hates these old quarterbacks. He's like, fuck Aaron
sure
Rodgers.
do.
Well, there's so
5
many
touchdowns a game. Fuck Big Ben. 4 touchdowns a game.
There's so many young studs in the league now.
There is.
It used to be the case where if a quarterback got up in age, it's like, I don't know, you past their prime, stick a gun to their head, it's over. But no.
not anymore.
Rules are changing.
Yeah.
Quarterbacks are able to play longer as long as they can. Don't get well, and you also got to remember he took a full year off because of that elbow injury. he was rehabbing the injury, but that's a full year of his body not getting sacked.
He's probably popping stem cells like candy.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm down.
Let's do it.
Let's go to Vegas. Let's get all stem celled.
I think we're going to have to go to Mexico for that.
No, he's Vegas.
Vegas does stem cells?
Yeah.
For real?
That sounds. I mean, Vegas does anything, so
I guess.
Sure they do. Why not?
Can I shoot
Just
a man?
get him in an alley. You can shoot meth in Vegas. They don't mind. Do whatever you want. So I don't know. I think Goat's the favorite here. It's going to be a close one. Juan's got the Mahomes factor. He could come out on top, but Goat's team puts it up.
Yeah,
like they're no slouch. Even losing his quarterback, he had a nice backup in there. I went on record, made my famous statement that there's no reason to carry two quarterbacks. Every quarterback scores. You don't need to worry about it. And then here comes Goat proving me wrong.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good plan as long as your guy stays healthy. It's when when your quarterback gets hurt, not just when you got to worry about a bye week. It's like, oh, he's not coming back.
Yeah,
that's what you got to fucking worry. But Goat also has Le'Veon Bell.
True. Who just got traded to Kansas City. No, well,
not
released
traded,
and then signed. Yeah, nobody would trade anything for him.
Nah, they didn't want that contract.
All right, we got Nyes and Matt. I warmed him up for you, Nyes. So good luck. I've got to tell you though, I'm picking Matt because Matt's team, they're pretty tough, and your team is a little inconsistent. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, but he's starting Fitzmagic against a team he should put up points. After a game he exploded, which means he's throwing 2 picks.
He could. Fitzmagic is pretty dangerous. We don't know. He might start Joe Burrow, though. We'll see.
Fitzmagic's in his lineup right now.
Yeah, I think he picked up Fitzmagic just because he's not liking the production from Burrows right now.
That and they're playing Indiana. I mean, who would you rather play? Fitzmagic against New Jersey or Burrow against Indiana, who does nothing but return interceptions?
Yeah, that's a good point.
But this is also going to be the week Joe Burrow gets 33 and Fitzmagic gets 12.
Yeah.
Fucking been there, homie. That's why you picked him up, because I dropped him.
Not only do I need a complete turnaround for my entire team, but I need at least a couple of the dudes on my bench that are questionable to get better so I can put them in my starting lineup.
I like your Robbie Anderson, but what's killing you is
Robbie Anderson's been a surprise this season.
Ingram is killing you.
Yeah.
Because last year Ingram did nothing but rack up fucking points. And it's like he's running. He's just not getting any fucking thing.
Yeah, I would have started Rex Burkhead over him if it weren't for the fact that they were on a New England was on a bye because of COVID, right?
Yeah. They were supposed to play somebody.
Oh, yeah.
Denver.
Denver, yeah.
As soon as I can move Mark Ingram out of my starting lineup, I will.
And that's a shame.
I tell you, I don't want to give you advice and have it go poorly, but I really caution you against starting Rex Burkhead. I know he scored all those points on your bench.
No, I'm not saying I'm starting Rex Burkhead, but I do have at least.
Well, your lineup says you're starting Rex Burkhead.
Well,
yeah, the screen says
let's
hope,
say whatever you want, but this screen.
Let's hope that starting lineup is not final.
Let's hope.
Well, yeah, I do see a lot of fucking Q's and D's.
Exactly.
Well, the one that hurts you the most is Keenan Allen, because Keenan Allen and Herbert have been connecting. They got a nice chemistry going.
Yeah, another one caught a touchdown and then went out for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, the whole day, Nice's team was catching touchdowns and going out, and Kelly's team was dropping fumbles and getting dead.
And I haven't seen anybody get hit as hard as that guy in a long time.
No.
Die. Right on the spot.
Yeah.
Drop him, Kelly. We will never hear about him again. He's done. He's done.
Fucking the clowns come out with a stretcher that's split in the middle.
They pick him up and he just explodes into confetti. Wild.
Mr. Stark, I'm not feeling so good.
Yeah. Next up, we've got Jose and Mary. Cammed if you do, cammed if you don't. And the Batu Bright Sons. 99.7 projected for Jose. 99.5 projected for Mary. This shit is wild.
Yeah. I think it comes down to running back play. Whose running backs show up?
I think quarterback too. See
Yeah.
what Cam can do.
Yeah, with Deshaun Watson if he keeps it up.
Yep.
Avenge me,
Deshaun
Mary.
Watson keeps it up, and how does Cam Newton play the first time back? Because he was the positive test on New England, so he had it. We'll see if he can fucking run. See if he could throw.
See how those lungs are.
There's a lot of people out there, Mary, with a lot of quarterbacks. Not quarterbacks, running backs. Well, there's Mel. Mel's got about 6 quarterbacks. So if you do need a quarterback, go talk to Mel. But there's a lot of people out there, Mary, who have running backs. Like, make some calls, send some messages, see what you can find. You don't have to go with Frank Gore. And I really would appreciate it if you could beat Jose for me.
Avenge me.
Yeah. Avenge me as well, please.
But mostly me.
No, I'm sorry. I mean, but
You had your birthday week, Brittany.
I'm aiming to crush.
Don't you crush my wife. That's my job.
I'm gonna crush.
Oh.
I came here to crush and chew gum. I'm all out of gum.
Don't you crush
All
my
right,
wife.
this one's wild. Because wait a minute. What is up with this screenshot? Tito must not have had a player in or something. Like, because 96 is not even.
Oh no. Yeah,
he's got
that was
Russell
before-
Wilson in the lineup.
That was before the trade went through. That's why.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got Wilson. Wilson's on a bye.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So if you want to know, you have the updated version, don't you?
Yeah, I got it in front of me.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, wow, it looks like Mel actually has a chance against Tito. Then I click over, and Tito's projected to win 124-87, and I'm like, never mind. Tito's gonna crush you, Mel. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It
how you
happens to
going?
all
How
of
you
us.
going backwards? You had 102. What'd you do?
It took somebody out. He's only got 8 players lined up right
Well,
now. He must be
Yeah,
waiting on
now
something.
he has it. Yeah, he has it at 104, at 100. So it's 124 to 100 right now.
Okay. Yeah, still, it doesn't matter. You're done for Mel. You're done. I hate to break it to you.
Tito's gonna lose
I'm not
one.
going to catch you, so I would like for you to beat everyone, because I need everyone to lose. So, I would like to point my full support behind Tito being undefeated, and I hope he beats every single one of you, because I can't catch him, so he may as well never lose again.
He's still gonna vote against himself.
Absolutely.
All right, and our last game, Kelly and Vetter. 94.8 for Kelly, 96.7 for Vetter. Supposed to be a close game. Kelly made a bunch of moves. For whatever reason, still has Duke Johnson in his lineup. So
No. Updated.
Oh, updated.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
105.5 to 96.7.
Yeah. So there you go. You make a couple moves. You fill some holes. Everything looks a little better.
He had no holes he needed to fill.
He had plenty
His
of
team
holes.
was 4-1.
His tight end scored 0 points last week.
Kelly's got a hole in his
You
tight
traded
end.
him a guy he could have picked up.
Which guy?
Fucking Graham.
Oh,
Graham
boy.
was out
Oh.
there.
I had Graham. He couldn't have picked him up.
He could have been picking up.
Jimmy
All
Graham.
I'm saying is all the problems he did have were waiver wire
solvable.
throughout.
And look,
As
I
you
solved them
saw.
for him on the waiver wire. I solved them all for him with waiver picks.
Hey.
And one dude I drafted because Koopa Cup was a draft pick. All right, here's our picks for the week. We'll put them on the Discord too, so you can check them there. I don't know why it says that 3 out of 4 of us picked me because everybody picked me. So I gotta check my formula there. But for the
It's all
most part,
rigged.
everybody seems to be in agreement. It's me, it's Goat, it's Matt, it's Tito, it's Vetter, And then we're split 50-50. 2 of us picked Mary, 2 of us picked Jose.
Dun, dun, dun.
Now, is that because Nyes will only pick Mary?
Yes.
Who knows? Yeah, he says.
Yeah, that's why.
Mystery solved.
I will pick her every week until she tells me, stop picking me, I keep losing.
Wow.
We all picked Mahoney, which means he will lose.
There's a lot of times where we've all picked me and I've lost. So
Well, how about
we
this?
need
How about this?
one of us to not pick Mahoney so Mahoney can win.
How about this?
there we go.
Like Mahoney loves to curse players that he offers trades for, I'm going to change my vote to Jose right now.
Oh man.
Oh no! Now you no. See, but now you're creating bad luck in a place you have to live. I don't have to live with this
If I
decision.
pick you and she ends up winning, then it was because of me. I did it.
At a spite, yeah, but then she's gonna hate you the week before the game.
No,
and the
she
week
won't. She's
after
fine.
the game.
She's fine. She doesn't let fantasy football affect her like you do.
All right, we'll see.
Well, there we go. I just updated the sheet. Everybody's
Wonderful.
picking Jose except for Tito.
We're gonna get an update that says Nyes is updating his sheets on the couch.
Let me give you a quick rundown of how we're doing with our picks. Jose has picked 12 out of 24 games correctly. That's 50%. Nyes and I have picked 11 out of 24, which is 46%. Tito, 8 out of 24 for 33%. Tito is awful at picking
Yes,
who's gonna
I
win
am.
the game. And do you know why? Because he won't pick himself because he's not superstitious, but he is stitious.
Little stitious.
Little stitious. So he won't pick himself. If he
Tiny
had
bit.
picked himself, that would be 5 more wins, and he would have the most accurate prediction of all of us. But he refuses, and so now he's only got a third of the guesses correct.
Well, if you see, I have also picked against myself every week, and that has kind of worked out for me.
Wild.
All right,
Tito
well,
had an especially bad week in week 3, where he picked 1 out of 6 games correctly.
There you go.
because he's a sweet boy. That's why.
Yep.
All right, it's getting late. We're getting into garbage time, so let's go to the 2-minute warning.
2-minute warning.
Commissioner Tito, final thoughts.
All right, trades. Don't be afraid of them. Don't let Mahoney fool you. They can be beneficial.
Yeah,
They are beneficial.
they're beneficial a lot of times when Mahoney makes them.
But here's the thing. People get afraid to give up something. Like, you have to give up something to get something. You're not going to trade a kicker for Patrick Mahomes. You have to.
Johnson.
And that's more even. That's more on the level right there. So if you want to trade somebody, if you want to shake up your team, a trade is a good way to go. There's people with a lot of deep benches. I mean, I have 3 quarterbacks now. I don't need 3 quarterbacks. I have a few wide receivers. I'm not starting all these. I have Will Fuller on my bench, who's doing very well this season, despite Jose's trying to jinx him.
I'm not trying to jinx him. I mean, the fucking history speaks for itself.
Yeah. So
I hope he has a great season.
Look
I love Will Fuller.
Look at people's benches. See what they have that you might need, and offer something. You never know what you're gonna get, but don't be fair about it. Don't be afraid. Trade, make moves.
Yeah,
shake it up.
If you're not spending time looking at every other team in the league, figuring out where they have gaps and what their needs are, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Like, does nobody else do that? Because I know more about all of your teams than some of you do.
Some of us just don't care that much, Mahoney.
I don't understand. I just don't understand.
I won 2 championships in a row playing exactly the way I'm playing right now. So,
like, Tito talks about how he's got multiple quarterbacks and plenty of wide receivers. Tito doesn't have any holes on his team. I don't even know what he would trade for. I wouldn't even know where to begin to offer to Tito of, like, here, what about this? Because it's like, no, every single player Tito has is better than anything I could offer him.
but see, with my team specifically, I always, like, I went looking at waivers, and I'm looking at my team, and it's like, I don't know. I don't know if there's anyone on waivers that's worth dropping someone from my team currently. I mean, I could be wrong.
Rex Burkhead. Nice.
I would drop Gronk before I drop Rex Burkhead.
Yeah, you should drop Gronk. You should.
For fucking who?
There's two players. Well, they're gone now.
Cameron
Exactly.
Brate is somebody I would have dropped Gronk for.
Oh, Cameron Brate wasn't on a team? Whoops.
No.
Real
who's
quick.
The other guy that Jose dropped. I would have picked up that guy, Gesicki. I would have picked him up over Gronk.
Gesicki.
Yeah.
Real quick, in the chat, Sebastian asks, who do you think is better, Ross Drake or CEH?
I'm gonna go CEH on that. That's what's his face? The tight end from Kansas City, Edwards-Helaire.
CEH
No,
sounds
right
like
back.
it sounds
That's right
like a version of fibromyalgia.
So yeah, I would definitely go him. I know he's probably concerned that Le'Veon Bell just got traded to the team,
But
and
that's
what
still a
impact-
week or two.
Yeah,
He's not playing this week no matter what.
He's not playing this week no matter what. Yeah, just because of COVID and testing and stuff like that, he can't even see the team for 5 days. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So I would definitely go Clyde Edwards-Helaire on that one.
Nice.
Because even when he comes back, Kansas City's not going to bench the dude.
No,
Yeah.
They're going to use both.
You look at Bell as a third down back. He's
Yeah.
going to be a scat back. He's going to be receiving back.
That's
That's the type of role he's going to play. But
Yeah,
the
it's
majority
not-
of the carries is still going to go to Edwards-Helaire.
And it's not like he was dominant in the games he played with the Jets.
No, he sucked. It was bad. It was bad. But
yeah.
you know, a lot of it is pointing at the head coach.
Well,
If that head coach makes it past 2 more games, I'd be really surprised.
It's put up or shut up time now. It's like whenever a stud goes to the Patriots. Who is it? Ocho Cinco, who went to the Patriots and couldn't cut it?
Right.
I'm a stud.
Yeah.
All right, Jose, final thoughts?
I'm interested to see some of these bounce back games. I want to see if Tennessee's still dominant. Can Buffalo bounce back after just getting fucking stiff armed to shit? Are the 49ers done? Do you give up on them as a fucking team? What's going on with that? Is Miami fucking for real? And what the fuck, Atlanta?
You know who seems legitimately for real? The Raiders.
Yeah, no
Surprisingly.
shit. It's
Yeah.
like now that they're finally throwing the ball deep and the running game's clicking, their fucking tight end is a goddamn monster.
But you know what's perfect? Bye week.
Right?
Yeah.
I probably would have started Derek Carr this week. I don't know. Who knows?
I
you
wouldn't get
kinda
rid of
have
him.
to.
I'd hold on to him because they seem legit.
Absolutely. See, I pick up people on waivers. I do good sometimes.
And Carr's always been that like borderline you want to start quarterback, but then he has a game that like he's got 2 games in a row where he scores 12.
I hear you. Any final thoughts, Mahoney?
No final thoughts. Let's get your new name in there and let's call it.
All right, we're going to do it live on the air this week.
All right. We've got a list, and every so often I peruse the list. I try to think which one fits. Which name fits best for this week? I don't know that any of them fit best for this week, but the one that just speaks to me and has just been jumping off the page is unattended wheelchair.
Wonderful.
I think it's perfect.
Any suggestions on an abbreviation?
I don't know, man. Maybe wheel, maybe chair.
Yeah,
we. Perfect.
We
it is. Save changes. Continue to my team. All right. Well, download Pop Fantasy Football and the Panels on Pages podcast on your favorite podcast app every week. If you can't find Pop Fantasy Football on your favorite, please let us know. I know I went through looking today, and I submitted the show to Pandora on September 10th, and they still haven't gotten back to me. So if you're waiting for Pandora, I apologize, but it is currently pending. Make sure you give us 5 stars, thumbs up, leave us a review, whatever the fuck they do on your particular podcast app. We would appreciate it.
They're just watching us. They're making sure. They're like, are these motherfuckers going to keep doing this?
And then you can watch Pop Fantasy Football live every week at youtube.com/panelsonpages and chat with us in real time. Check out that sweet Panels on Pages YouTube page. And then be sure to like and subscribe to Panels on Pages on YouTube. We got Pop Fantasy Football, the Panels on Pages podcast, live every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern. If you like this show, you're going to fucking love that one. No football. Well, little football. We get to tease Lee with that. And then we got...
we tell Lee no football and then trick him.
Yeah. Mahoney does his top 6 TikToks every week that we cut out as its own little video. This past week's was very good. And then, I mean, just look at this. We got 10 years of groundbreaking Panels on Pages video content. It's getting to be the season to watch Bane and Santa Claus is Coming to Town. One of our top videos, 6.2 thousand views. Let's get it to 7,000 before the end of 2020.
I rewatch it every year.
It's fantastic. I absolutely love it, but I am also biased. And then while we're at it, check out the new look to PanelsOnPages.com. Let's make sure I don't go to Pornhub first.
I love that your search history said hood eggnog near me.
Hell yeah, I did. Check out this sweet, slick-ass new website. So we got new PoP logo. You can click on and join our Discord. We got the RSS feed for the Panels on Pages podcast, a link to PoP on YouTube, and then a link to our new merch. And Pop Fantasy Football has not been left behind. Check out all these great designs. We got the PoP logo, the Popcast logo, Population, Too Far Tuesday. Popcast Classic is a favorite. It's our fastest seller currently. And then check these suckers out. We got the Pop Fantasy Football logo on a white shirt. And then this is a TeePublic store, and they got all kinds of cool colors that you can choose from. But that one specifically is good on white. And then we got hoodies, stickers, mugs, all kinds of shit. We took these logos and put it on every goddamn product they would let us. Same thing on black. And then, come on. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. That one, the sticker is real sharp. Yeah, I'm going to have to drop probably $100 on my own merch coming up very soon. Check it out at merch.panelsonpages.com. Get yourself some Pop Fantasy Football merch and some Panels on Pages merch. It's all pretty cool and designed by us, yours truly. Make sure to join the Pop Discord at discord.panelsonpages.com. Get involved in the discussion in the Pop Fantasy Football channel. And that's about it. Thank you for joining us this week for the Pop Fantasy Football Week 5 recap. Good luck to everyone competing in this league and beyond, and we'll see you next week. Until then, we'll leave you with this quote from the great Vince Lombardi. If it doesn't matter who wins or loses, then why do they keep score? See you next week.
The whole thing's fucked.